Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, family. It's your girl again, Delta, and I am back again with another video. Sorry if there is background noises. That's my mother-in-law. She's just right downstairs, and I'm in my room, so I had to come here because it's very peaceful and it's quiet. So yes, I missed you guys, and I'm back with another video. And Eid Mubarak. It belated Mubarak, and I hope you guys enjoyed, with your loved ones on Eid. I hope you guys, try to eat as much as you could because it's Eid, so why not? You should enjoy yourself, and may Allah accept our fast, may Allah accept our prayers, and may Allah accept it all. And so today, what I want to talk about is I just want to talk about the remembrance of death, because it's just something that has been on my mind lately, and also something that made me actually convert to Islam. And yeah, so let's just get into it. So what I want to say about death is that you don't have to be Muslim to know that we're all going to die in this life. Everyone is going to die, and there's nobody who's going to remain, or there's nobody who's going to live forever. You know what I mean? We all have our expiry date, and that is something that Allah created. He created life, therefore he created death. You know what I mean? And I feel like when you remember death, it makes you raise your iman even higher than anything else in this world, because death is the destroyer of all the pleasures in this life. Sorry. When you remember death, you start remembering Allah, and remembering that you start appreciating the fact that you are still alive, and that you need to work harder for the afterlife. It could be praying 5 times a day. It could be you starting praying 5 times a day. It could be you know doing the dhikr all the time, every after every salah. It could be as well seeking istighfar. You know what I mean? That's the most interesting thing that that always do every second, is seeking istighfar, because you don't know when you're gonna die. We all don't know when we're gonna die, and therefore when we seek forgiveness, right, it will, Allah will forgive us. And you don't wanna die when you're impure. You know what I mean? You want to die, you want to make sure that you're ready for death to take your soul while you are pure. You know what I mean? And think of of the life that Allah has given us. Think of the life that Allah is always calling us to do. You know what I mean? It could be the 5 times, the 5 daily prayers. You know what I mean? It could be the adhan calling us to pray, because I feel like Allah has given us a lot of opportunities. No matter what, you can't even, like, I can't comprehend the fact that there's always opportunities every second, every day, every month, and every year to, like, seek for forgiveness. And and Allah giving us chances and opportunities to like praise him and worship him. You know what I mean? And for something like death, it always reminds you that this life is temporary. You know what I mean? It's temporary. So that's the fact. That's why whenever you worry a lot, whenever you worry too much, or let's say, like, you don't like your job, let's say you don't like the fact that your family members are stressing you out, or you live with somebody that's stressing you out, or something somehow just lowers your iman. When you remember death, you instantly become so happy that subhanallah, like one day I'm just gonna leave this world, so why am I even worried? You know what I mean? Why am I worrying about something that won't even matter in the next, I don't know, like 60 years, in the next 100 years? I don't know when I'm gonna die, so why does it matter right now? You know what I mean? Whatever thing that Allah gave us in this world, it shall come to pass. You know, it's temporary. That's why Allah said in this that this life is temporary. You know what I mean? And the akhirah is forever. So that's why we always have to hasten to, you know, work harder for the afterlife. You know what I mean? And how do you work harder for the afterlife? You have to pray 5 times a day, you know, increase, you know, your concentration in salah, that, you know, like, you know what, let me just cut down this world and focus more on, you know, on how Allah is viewing me. You know what I mean? And what am I doing to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What am I doing so that, you know, in that grave I'm just gonna see, you know, light? You know, although, like, you know, we have to be steadfast. You know what I mean? You don't have to just say, you know, okay, so like I'm gonna pray tomorrow, or I'm gonna pray the day after tomorrow. You know what I mean? You have to start right now. You know, you have to start seeking istighfar right now, because, you know, death is just gonna come to us anytime, any day, or any second. You know what I mean? It's just something that, you know, that's awaiting for us anytime, any day. And subhanallah, something that makes me scared even more is that Allah is the only, he only knows when he's going to take my soul. You know what I mean? And that just makes me just scared. I'm like, oh my god, am I even ready? Like, am I ready to go back to Allah? Like, am I ready to return back to him? What am I doing so that, you know, so that when the angel of death comes, you know, I will be in that pure state. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. And I feel like it's also part of the thing that made me, you know, convert to Islam. You know, it made me convert to Islam because I already started to, you know, to think of the afterlife, think that, you know, I'm only here for a short period of time, then what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Am I just wasting space? Am I just a body? You know what I mean? Why am I here? You know what I mean? Where am I going? You know what I mean? I know Allah created me, I know God created me, but like, I'm gonna die one day. You know what I mean? I am just, you know, I'm just going to die. Like, and I don't know where I'm gonna go, you know, when I die. You know what I mean? Am I gonna go to hellfire? Am I gonna go to paradise? I'm just, I don't know. You know what I mean? Just something that actually, like, you know, made me actually sit down and think about my life. And it was just something serious, you know. And I used to tell my family about it, but like, you know, subhanallah, like, people who are, I don't want to sound cocky or sound arrogant, may Allah forgive me, but like, you know, people who don't practice Islam, they don't think about death more often. They don't think about death. They don't think that, you know, they're gonna die. They don't think that there is a life after this one. You know, and you know what I mean? They don't think that there is a life, that there's another life, that Allah created us, and that is forever. You know what I mean? I'm talking about forever. So yeah, that's the thing that made me as well convert to Islam. You know what I mean? Death, you know how is the, you know, how is your soul gonna be in that state when the angel of death will be coming for you? You know what I mean? You know, how many people, you know, who are, you know, who have money, who are billionaires, who have, you know, who are pretty, who are handsome, you know, that we've heard that have died. You know what I mean? And you, all of a sudden, we all get shocked, as if, you know, this is not something that Allah, you know, ordained. You know what I mean? He ordained that we're all going to die. You know what I mean? And what are we gonna do? What are we doing to prepare for death? You know what I mean? And you know, it's just something that's very, very like soothing, because, you know, you have to actually sit down and be like, okay, you know what, this life is temporary. I don't need to stress out because I know I'm gonna die. This life is just temporary, you know. It's just, you know, a short period of time, and it's just gonna go away. And you know, whatever I'm doing, may Allah accept it. You know what I mean? And may He give me paradise. To be honest with, you know, to be honest, you know. And we all have to just pray to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for paradise, for Jannah Firdaus, for the highest rank of paradise, because we deserve it. But then again, we have to work hard for it. You know, how is our grave gonna look, you know, when we die? You know what I mean? How is it gonna be? You know what I mean? And the people our friends, our family members, are we, you know, motivating us to, you know, to do the right thing? You know what I mean? The charity that I'm doing, how is it? You know what I mean? And how am I treating people? You know what I mean? How am I, you know, what is it that I'm doing that will make me I don't know how to say it, like what is it that I'm doing that will make that grave lighter? You know what I mean? That will, you know, light up. What is the first thing that I'm making that will lighten up my grave? You know? So it's just something that we have to remember all the time. Death, you know what I mean? And, you know, our family members won't care anymore when we die. You know what I mean? They will move on. Your wife will move on, your husband will move on, your children will move on, and your wife will marry someone else, your husband will marry someone else, and your children will forget about you, and you're just gonna be you in the grave, trying to answer the, you know, the deeds that you did in this life, you know. And so what are you gonna say to Allah? What are you gonna say to those two angels that will be asking you those three questions? You know, so it's just something that we have to remember all the time, all the second, you know. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Istighfar, you know, seek forgiveness. You know, forgiveness from Allah is just such a nice thing, because He will forgive you no matter what, as long as you're sincere. You know, He's Allah. You know, He's all the merciful. He's the Ar-Rahman. He forgives, you know. And it's something that we should seek more often, forgiveness, because you don't want to die impure. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and let me know in your thoughts below, down in the comment section. You know, what is it that, you know, that you're doing, you know, that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know what I mean? And that's what I wanted to say today. And I missed you all, and share to somebody who needs to hear this, and I'll be back with another video inshallah soon. And yes, please take care until next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bye bye.
ابن آدم، يا ابن آدم، هل سألت نفسك هل أنت المدفون الأول أم المدفون الثاني أم المدفون الثالث أم المدفون العاشر؟ لعل أناسا دفنوا قبلك ولعل أناسا دفنوا بعدك. نعم أيها الإخوة الكرام، اليوم فوق التراب وغدا تحت التراب. اليوم نتنعم بالنعيم ونفتخر بالسيارات والأموال والجاه والسلطة، وغدا تأكلنا الديدان. يا ابن آدم، يا ابن آدم، عش ما شئت فإنك ميت. يا ابن آدم، مهما طال بك العمر ومهما طالت بك الدنيا فإنك ميت، فإنك ميت، فإنك ميت. ستترك الزوجة وتترك الأولاد وتترك متاع الحياة الدنيا وتنزل إلى قبرك. فإن عملت خير كان قبرك روضة من رياض الجنة، وإن عملت غير ذلك كان قبرك حفرة من حفر النار. أيها الناس، توبوا إلى الله. أيها الناس، اخلصوا نياتكم لله، يوم لا ينفع مال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم.